As the soft light of dawn begins to filter through the curtains, a gentle invitation waits for us to simply be still and breathe. If these moments of quiet communion bring peace to your spirit, I hope you'll join our family here at Miracle Prayer Studio by subscribing so we can continue to meet in this sacred space every morning to find strength together. The early hours often carry a weight that we aren't quite ready to lift, a silent pressure that whispers of all the things we must do, all the people we must please, and all the uncertainties we must navigate. We wake up with our minds already racing toward a future that hasn't happened yet, tripping over the shadows of yesterday's regrets. It feels as though the world expects us to be constantly on, to be productive, to be perfect, and to be brave, even when our inner selves feel fragile and scattered. Yet, in this fragile state, we find a profound truth we were never meant to carry. The universe on our shoulders. A quiet heart is not one that has no problems, but one that has found a safe place to rest in the middle of them. As the writer Victor Hugo once noted, prayer is the study of the soul. It is the soul's look at God. Today, we aren't looking at our problems. We are turning our gaze toward the one who holds the stars and our hearts with equal tenderness. In Philippians 4:6-7, we're gently urged to let go of the frantic grip we have on our lives with the promise, "Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God, and the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus." This invitation feels like a soft hand placed upon a trembling shoulder, telling us that it is okay to stop running. It doesn't tell us to just be happy or to ignore our reality, but rather to bring the raw, honest truth of our situation into a conversation with the divine. The promise isn't that our circumstances will change instantly, but that a peace we cannot explain or manufacture will stand like a sentinel at the door of our hearts, keeping the chaos at bay. My dear Lord, I come to you in this stillness, feeling the rhythm of my own breath and the quiet thrum of a world waking up. I find myself standing in the threshold of this new day, and I'm honestly a bit overwhelmed by the vastness of it. My King, I look at the hours ahead and I see so many places where I might fail, so many conversations that might go wrong, and so many tasks that feel too big for my small hands. I lift my eyes to you because I know that my help doesn't come from my own cleverness or my own stamina, but from your unending grace. I want to spend these first few moments just acknowledging that you are here, that you are God, and that I am your child. I don't want to rush into my requests. I just want to sit in the warmth of your presence and let the noise in my head grow quiet. Father in heaven, I am learning that focusing on you is the only way to truly see my life as it is. When I look only at my worries, they grow until they block out the sun. But when I look at your character, your patience, your kindness, and your holiness, my worries begin to find their proper place. I see the birds outside my window, and I remember that they don't store up grain or worry about the winter, yet you feed them with a father's care. I am so much more precious to you than they are, and yet I spend so much of my energy trying to secure my own safety. Help me to enter into this communion with you not as a transaction, but as a deep, soul-level friendship. Let my heart be like a calm lake this morning, reflecting your light without the ripples of fear disturbing the surface. Jesus, I surrender this day into your hands. I offer you the very first fruits of my thoughts and the very first beats of my heart. I place the to-do list that is already scrolling through my mind onto your altar. I give you my worries about my bank account, the tension in my workplace, and the health concerns that I usually try to push to the back of my mind. I don't want to hold on to them anymore, Father, because I realize that my grip only makes the pain worse. I trust you with the minutes and the hours of this day. I trust you with the people I will encounter and the words I will speak. I offer my whole self, my body, my mind, and my spirit as a living sacrifice, wanting only to move in step with your will. My King, I surrender even the things I cannot name, the heavy feeling in my chest that I don't quite understand, the sense of loneliness that sometimes visits me in the crowd, and the fear that I am falling behind. I give you my need to be right, my need to be seen, and my need to be in control. I choose to believe that you are already in my future, preparing the way, and that you are also in my past, redeeming my mistakes. I place my family, my friends, and even my enemies into your care, knowing that your love is wider and deeper than anything I could ever provide for them. I am stepping out of the driver's seat of my life and asking you to lead me, one small, faithful step at a time. Father, my heart is overflowing with a gratitude that I sometimes forget to express. Thank you for the simple gift of waking up. Thank you for the air in my lungs and the fact that my heart kept beating while I was unaware and asleep. I am so grateful for the roof over my head and the clothes that keep me warm. I thank you for the people in my life who love me, even when I am difficult to love, and for the strangers who have shown me kindness when I least expected it. I see your hand in the beauty of the changing seasons, in the taste of my morning coffee, and in the quiet strength you give me to face the hard things. Your mercies really are new every morning, and I am so humbled that I get to experience them again today. My dear Lord, I also come to you with a heart that needs your cleansing. I'm so sorry for the times I have let my temper get the best of me or let my words become sharp and unkind. I ask for your forgiveness for the moments I chose to judge others instead of showing them the same mercy you have shown me. Forgive me for my pride, for thinking I could handle life on my own, and for the many times I have pushed your gentle promptings aside to follow my own selfish desires. I am sorry for the lack of faith I showed yesterday when I let anxiety take the wheel and forgot that you are the Prince of Peace. Please wash me clean, Father, and help me to walk in the light of your forgiveness, letting go of the guilt that tries to tether me to my past. Jesus, I pray for a spirit of true humility today. Help me to see myself as you see me, not as a failure and not as a self-made success, but as a beloved child who is constantly being refined. I want to be someone who brings peace into every room I enter. When the world around me is chaotic and people are reactive, let me be a person of stillness. Give me the wisdom to know when to speak and the grace to know when to listen. I ask that you would soften the hard places in my heart that have been built up by disappointment or hurt. I want to live this day with an open heart, ready to receive whatever you have for me and ready to give whatever you ask of me. My King, I ask for a deep sense of your protection as I move through this day. Not just a protection from physical harm, though I trust you for that, but a protection for my mind. The world is so full of voices that tell me I am not enough, that I should be afraid or that I should be angry. I ask that you would filter those voices through your truth. Protect my joy from being stolen by small inconveniences. Protect my peace from being eroded by the demands of others. I want to walk in a bubble of your presence, where the arrows of negativity cannot reach my soul. I pray for my home, that it would be a sanctuary of rest, and that everyone who enters it would feel a sense of your divine calm. Father, I lift up my work and my daily tasks to you. Whether the work is big or small, visible or hidden, let it all be done for your glory. When I feel tired or unmotivated, remind me that I am serving you through my service to others. Give me a clear mind to solve problems and a patient heart to handle frustrations. I pray for my colleagues and those I work with, that we might treat each other with respect and dignity. I ask for your favor upon the projects I am working on, but even more than that, I ask for your presence to be the foundation of everything I build. Let my productivity be a byproduct of my peace, not a source of my worth. My dear Lord, I want to pray specifically for the areas of my life where I feel the most tension. You know the names of the people who are heavy on my heart right now. You know the specific bills that are due and the specific health reports I am waiting for. I bring these things to you not because you don't know them, but because I need to acknowledge that they are too big for me. I ask for your divine intervention where human effort has reached its limit. I ask for healing where there is brokenness, for provision where there is lack, and for clarity where there is confusion. I don't demand an answer right now, but I do ask for the strength to wait well, trusting that your timing is always perfect. Jesus, I am so mindful of the fact that I am not the only one struggling with anxiety this morning. My heart goes out to the person who woke up with a knot in their stomach, or the one who is currently crying in their car before walking into a difficult job. I intercede for the parents who are worried about their children's future, and for the children who are carrying weights they are too young to understand. I pray for the elderly who feel forgotten, and for the sick who are tired of the pain. Lord, would you let them feel a tangible sense of your nearness today? Would you send someone to speak a word of encouragement to them, or let a sense of inexplicable peace wash over them in their darkest moment? Father in heaven, I ask that you would enlarge my heart to love those who are different from me. In a world that is so divided, let me be a bridge builder. Help me to see the image of God in every person I meet today, even the ones who are difficult to like. Give me a heart for the poor, the marginalized, and the broken-hearted. I want my life to reflect your compassion. Let me be your hands and feet in a world that is desperately hurting. If there is a way I can lighten someone else's load today, please show me and give me the courage to act on it without needing any credit for myself. My King, I want to settle into the rest that you provide. This isn't just a physical rest, but a rest of the soul. It is the confidence that because you are in control, I don't have to be. It is the quiet assurance that your grace is sufficient for me, and your power is made perfect in my weakness. I am leaning back into your everlasting arms, letting go of the tension in my neck, the frown on my face, and the tightness in my spirit. I am choosing to believe that all shall be well, and all shall be well, and all manner of things shall be well, because you are the one holding it all together. I am safe with you. I am loved by you. I am seen by you. My dear Lord, as I prepare to end this first part of my morning prayer, I want to simply linger in this feeling of being held. I don't want to rush off into the day just yet. I want to memorize this feeling of peace so that I can carry it with me like a hidden treasure. When the phone starts ringing and the emails start piling up, I want to be able to reach back into this moment and remember the stillness. I want to remember that you are bigger than any problem I will face. I want to remember that I am never, ever alone. I am beginning this day with a deep breath and a quiet yes to whatever you have planned for me. Father, I ask that you would continue to guide my thoughts as I move into the rest of this prayer time. Open my ears to hear your whispers, and open my eyes to see the small miracles that are hidden in the ordinary moments of life. I am so ready to hear more from you and to speak more from my heart. I thank you that this conversation never has to end, that I can pray without ceasing as I go about my chores, my driving, and my work. You are my constant companion, and there is no greater joy than knowing you. I am staying here with you, listening for your voice in the silence. Time equals 2 seconds, Jesus. I am resting in the truth that you are the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. You have seen the end of this day before. I have even seen the middle of it. I find so much comfort in that. I don't have to figure it all out because you already have. I can just show up and be faithful with the next 5 minutes, knowing that you are taking care of the next 5 years. I am placing my trust in your character, not in my circumstances. I am anchoring my soul in your word, which is a lamp to my feet and a light to my path. I am ready to continue this journey of prayer with you, step by step, breath by breath. My King, I find that as I speak to you, the mountain of my anxiety is slowly turning into a molehill. It's not that the problems have disappeared, but that you have become so much larger in my sight. I see your majesty in the sunrise and your detail in the dew on the grass. If you can care for the world with such intricate beauty, I know you can care for the details of my life. I am waiting here in this sacred pause, ready to move deeper into your heart. I am your servant, and I am listening. Let your peace continue to flow through me like a river, washing away the dust of worry and leaving only the gold of your presence. My King, as I linger here in the shadow of your wings, I feel the last remnants of the night's heaviness finally beginning to lift. I am choosing to stay in this posture of listening because I know that the world will start asking for my attention the moment I stand up. Before the first phone call or the first demand on my time, I want to anchor my soul even deeper into the certainty of your love. I find that my heart is like a garden that needs daily tending, and these moments with you are the only way to pull up the weeds of worry before they take root and choke out my peace. I am not just asking for a temporary feeling of calm. I am seeking a transformation of my very spirit so that I can carry your presence with me into every interaction and every challenge that today holds. Father in heaven, I ask for a special kind of wisdom for the specific choices I have to make today. Some of them seem small, like how I respond to a frustrating email or how I manage my time, but I know that the small choices are the bricks that build the house of my life. I want my life to be a house of peace. When I am faced with a fork in the road, let me not lean on my own understanding or act out of a fear of missing out. Instead, let me feel a gentle nudge in my spirit, a quiet, "This is the way, walk in it." I surrender my need to know the whole map. I am content to just see the next few feet in front of me as long as you are the one holding the light. Jesus, I bring before you the physical sensations of my anxiety, the tightness in my chest, the way my breath stays shallow, and the restless energy in my limbs. You created this body, and you know how much it bears the weight of my thoughts. I ask that you would breathe your healing life into every cell. I release the tension in my jaw and the furrow in my brow, consciously handing over the fight or flight response that has become my default setting. I want to live in a state of rest and trust instead. I ask for a physical grace that matches the spiritual grace you provide, so that my body can be a quiet temple where your spirit feels at home. My dear Lord, I find myself thinking about my family and the legacy of peace I want to leave for them. I pray for my children and the younger generation who are growing up in a world that is louder and more demanding than the one I knew. I ask that you would protect their minds from the comparison and the constant noise of social media. Help them to find their worth in your eyes, not in the likes or the approval of their peers. I pray that our home would be the one place where they don't have to perform, a place where they can see me trusting you and learn to do the same. If I am anxious, they will feel it. So for their sake as much as my own, I ask for the grace to be a person of steady faith. Father, I want to intercede for the work I do and the people I work for. Sometimes the environment feels heavy with competition or negativity, and I find myself catching that same spirit. I ask that you would make me a thermostat rather than a thermometer, someone who sets the temperature of peace rather than just reflecting the heat of the world. Give me a heart of service that sees people as souls to be loved rather than obstacles to be overcome. When I feel the pressure to produce more and work faster, remind me that my best work comes from a place of soul rest, not from a place of frantic striving. I place my career and my daily bread into your hands, knowing you are my ultimate provider. My King, I lift up the miracle prayer, studio, community, all the brothers and sisters who are listening to these words or praying them in their own hearts right now. I feel a sense of connection to them, even though we may never meet. We are all united in our need for you. I pray for the woman who is praying for a marriage that feels like it's falling apart. Give her a hope that doesn't disappoint. I pray for the man who is terrified about his health. Be his great physician. I pray for the student who feels lost and the worker who feels undervalued. May we all feel the strength of a community that is lifting each other up toward your light. Let no one in this family feel they have to walk through their valley alone today. Jesus, I am learning that your rest is not the absence of work, but the absence of worry within the work. I want to practice this divine rest, even when my hands are busy. Whether I am washing dishes, driving through traffic, or sitting in a long meeting, help me to maintain a secret conversation with you in the back of my mind. Let my heart keep returning to you like a compass needle returning to the north. I want to be so rooted in your presence that even if the ground shakes beneath me, my soul remains steady because it is anchored in the eternal. I am choosing to believe that I have enough time, enough energy, and enough grace for everything you have called me to do today. My dear Lord, I ask for your guidance in how I use my words today. It is so easy to complain or to speak out of a place of irritation when things don't go my way. I ask that you would set a guard over my mouth. Let my words be like honey, sweet to the soul and healing to the bones. Help me to speak words of life to myself too. Forgive me for the ways I have been my own harshest critic, replaying my mistakes like a broken record. I choose to listen to your voice instead, the voice that calls me beloved, redeemed, and precious. I want to be a person who builds others up, leaving everyone I meet a little better than I found them. Father in heaven, I surrender the results of my life to you. So much of my anxiety comes from trying to control how things turn out. I want to do my part with excellence and then leave the outcome entirely in your hands. If a door closes, I will trust that you are protecting me. If a door opens, I will trust that you are leading me. I release my grip on my reputation, my bank account, and my 5-year plan. I am coming to realize that the safest place to be is in the center of your will, even if that place looks uncertain to the rest of the world. I want to live with a holy indifference to everything except your pleasure. My King, I ask for a spirit of discernment as I navigate the news and the information that will come my way today. The world is full of frightening reports and conflicting opinions that can easily throw my heart into a tailspin. I ask that you would help me to stay informed without becoming overwhelmed. Help me to remember that while the headlines may change, your word remains forever. You are the King who sits above the floods, and your kingdom is not shaken by the politics or the economies of man. I choose to fix my eyes on the things that are unseen and eternal, rather than the things that are seen and temporary. Jesus, I pray for those who are in a season of transition, those who are moving, changing jobs, or saying goodbye to a loved one. Transitions are so often the breeding ground for anxiety because the familiar is gone and the new hasn't arrived yet. I ask that you would be their constant in the middle of the change. Let them feel your presence as a solid rock beneath their feet when everything else feels like shifting sand. Give them the courage to let go of what was and the faith to embrace what is coming. Remind them that you never take something away without having something better or a deeper version of yourself to give in its place. My dear Lord, I want to pray for the spirit of my home. I ask that you would walk through every room and cleanse the atmosphere of any tension, lingering anger or gloom. Let the walls of my house be soaked in prayer and the air be filled with the fragrance of your peace. I pray for the relationships within these walls, that we would be quick to forgive and slow to take offense. Let our home be a place where we can truly rest and be ourselves, free from the masks we wear in public. I invite your Holy Spirit to be the most honored guest in my house today and every day. Father, I am so grateful for the unseen blessings that I often take for granted. I thank you for the angels you have stationed around me, for the prayers being prayed for me that I don't even know about, and for the ways you have diverted disaster from my path without me ever realizing it. I thank you for the internal strength that comes exactly when I need it, and not a moment before. I am learning to trust the manna principle, that you will give me just enough for today, and I don't need to worry about tomorrow's portion yet. Your faithfulness is my shield and my rampart. My King, as I prepare to step out into the world, I want to put on the full armor of your peace. I clothe myself in your righteousness, knowing I don't have to earn my way into your favor. I put on the shoes of the gospel of peace, ready to walk wherever you lead. I take up the shield of faith to quench every fiery dart of worry that the enemy might throw at me. I put on the helmet of salvation to protect my thoughts from lies, and I take the sword of the Spirit, which is your living word, to cut through the confusion. I am not going out into the world alone. I am going out hidden in you. Jesus, I want to end this prayer by simply resting in the beauty of who you are. You are the Prince of Peace, the Counselor, the Mighty God, and the Everlasting Father. There is no problem too big for your power and no person too small for your care. I am so honored that I get to walk through this day with you. I give you my heart, my mind, and my very life. Use me however you see fit. Let my life be a testament to the fact that it is possible, to be calm in a chaotic world because of the one who lives inside of us. I am ready to go now, but I am taking the stillness of this moment with me. Our lives are often compared to a journey, but we frequently forget that we aren't meant to be the navigators. We are meant to be the passengers who trust the driver. As the theologian Thomas Merton once wrote in a famous prayer, "I will not fear, for you are ever with me, and you will never leave me to face my perils alone." We live in a world that is obsessed with knowing, but faith is the quiet confidence that we are known by the one who created the universe. Human life is fragile, yes, but it is held by an unbreakable love. As you go about your business today, try to view every person you meet as a fellow traveler who might also be carrying a heavy burden, and let your peace be the light that helps them find their way. My dear Lord, I seal this prayer with a final act of trust. I am stepping out of this quiet space and into the noise of the day, but I am doing so with a heart that has been recalibrated by your grace. I am not afraid of what today holds because I know who holds today. I choose to walk in joy, to breathe in peace, and to live in love. Everything I am and everything I have is yours, now and forever. May your name be glorified in my thoughts, my words and my actions from this moment until the sun sets and I return to your feet once more. Amen.